because they know that you guys have a lot of skill on your team.
Yeah, for sure. And they're going to play their top guys a lot of minutes. Like I said, they're a desperate team, and we got to be ready for it. It's huge points for us too. We want to get back to the winning column, obviously, and play the right way. That's probably the biggest key tonight, just to play the right way. We're still going to lose some games, but I'd rather lose and play in a solid game.
For your entire career here, with the exception of the one playoff year, you were playing mop-up games, if you want to call them that, at this time of year, and there's a lot of talk about how exciting and everything that would be to be playing meaningful games at this time. And then you get to these games, and you've got all these challenges like the schedule and the injuries and the guys coming back and the new guys coming in and struggling a little bit with disconnections and everything. It looks more excruciating and exciting. And can you kind of quantify how all that is? It doesn't look like as much fun as some people pictured it.
Obviously, March is a tough month for us. It's a lot of games. There is bumps and bruises in every team, I guess, but it's a tough month. But I think I'm not speaking for myself. It's probably the guys that were here remember how fun it was playing in the playoffs here. Just the atmosphere and the city itself, it's amazing. So we got to take care of getting back to the winning column here and play the right way, because playoffs can be really short if you're not ready for it. So, but like you said, it's a tough month, and it's a lot of hard work that has to be done before the playoff starts, and hopefully we're up to it.
How is the style of hockey changing as you get closer to the finish line here in terms of intensity and that, and matching the opponent's urgency? Is that something that you guys have to work?
Like I said, it's a lot of games, and every point matters now. And like we talked about earlier, the teams that coming in here and they're going to try to beat us. Obviously, they're going to play their first goalie, play their best team possible, and match their team. So we need a full effort tonight. And Winnipeg is once again, they're a desperate team, and we're going to play desperate teams for all the way here now. So. I think it's a good experience for us to be in this situation. I think we've been doing a really good job so far during the whole year to put ourselves where we are right now. But that's not enough. I mean, we still have some work to do, and then the playoff and all the fun begins.
So players tend to want to block out all the outside influences at this time of year, right? Stay focused on hockey and all that stuff. How's that working with this coronavirus? Are you able to block that out, or is it everywhere?
It's different. I mean, I never experienced anything like it, and probably none have. So it's tough. It's something new we have to challenge, and obviously it's not us, it's the whole league. So it's going to be the same for everybody, but it's going to be a challenge for sure. But it's nothing we can affect really. So. All that matters for us and all we can do right now is just take one day at a time and prepare the best way.
A lot of people out in media outlets, teams, leagues are canceling. They're not traveling anywhere. They're not going to the States. You guys are getting on a plane for Philly on Saturday or whatever it is, Friday. Are you getting calls from back home? Are your parents phoning you? Are is everyone wondering what's going on here?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on in back home in Sweden, obviously. Obviously, it's a little bit worse back home in Europe with Italy and Switzerland and all that. But it's a big thing right now. And obviously, it's hard to just close your eyes and focus on hockey when it's everywhere in the world right now. It's a big problem, obviously, but it's the same for every hockey player in the National Hockey League right now. So I guess it's a mindset. It's a skill to have the right mindset this time of year, and especially with everything that's going on outside the hockey, too. Thanks, guys.
Just how are you feeling and good to go tonight?
Yeah, I mean, as far as if nothing changes, then yeah.
Yeah. It was just a matter of just feeling a bit run down, or what exactly was the issue?
I think we said flu, so that was yeah.
And Kyler, same. I know you didn't practice the other day, but you're good to go today?
Yeah, I am.
Just a maintenance day, or what was the issue?
Yeah, just a little discomfort, but nothing too bad.
Connor, with everything that's, in your whole career here, with the exception of that 1 year, there's been a lot of, you've been mopping up at this time of the season as a team. There was so much talk about the excitement and the, just going down the stretch and playing these type of games and getting to the playoffs and having that experience again. Yet, from the outside looking in, it just doesn't look like for you in particular, but the whole team, because of the injuries and the guys in re-entry from those injuries and the, everything involved with the virus and everything like that, that you guys are really having much fun right now. Is that a misconception on my part?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. There's lots of distractions. Obviously, lots been going on about this coronavirus and whatnot, but we're still having fun. Winning games is fun, and being a part of this is fun, and playing meaningful games right now is exciting, and we're in a good position here, and if we can keep rolling, then we'll put ourselves in a real good spot.
And the virus, has that been a distraction and everything to you guys or not?
I mean, not really. The media's making a big deal about it. It's more of a joke in our locker room. Not to say that we're not taking it seriously and know that it's affecting people, but because obviously it is serious and something that everyone's taking seriously. But we want to play in front of fans. We want nothing to change. So it is what it is, though.
Okay, and do you, Yama, you're in a situation where you're the flip-flop of everybody else here. You haven't been through these mop-up games and everything before. How exhilarating and exciting is it for you going down the stretch in this situation and with the anticipation of playing in playoff games?
It's exciting. All the guys talk about playoffs and how crazy the fans are here. So, I'm really excited, and hopefully we can have a good last stretch and put us in a good playoff position.
Connor, the last couple of years you've got run down and got sick. Are you any way worried about that, and have you had your tonsils out?
I haven't been sick this year, so this one hit me a little later, but it is what it is. It's a long year. These things happen, so what am I going to do?
You had your tonsils out?
No.
Kyler, speaking of having fun, Leon and a few of your teammates had fun at the anthem last game. Could you just talk about what was said with you and the young star of the game on the blue line? Seemed to have a good time with that.
Yeah, they were just chirping me about how he was taller than me. So, I was just standing there, and I asked him how tall he was, and he's like, I'm 5'9", and I was just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so that was pretty much it. They had a good laugh, but it was all jokes.
Connor, I know you didn't play last game, but Tip referenced this for the last few games, that there's a bit of a maybe disconnect between the defense and the forwards, and you're somebody who obviously wants to get the puck and go. What does that disconnect mean to you, and how do you have to overcome it here?
I think our game is just getting spread out right now. Guys are waiting for the puck in the neutral zone, and the D have no one to give it to, and that's on the forwards, and we got to come back. We got to be five tight. I mean, this is something that Tip has talked about since training camp. The whole five back, five attack. I think he said. So that whole theme of five guys together all over the ice, close, supporting each other, and we need to get back to that.
Connor, hockey teams always have someone around to keep things light, right? It's pretty tense times. The games are really important. This coronavirus thing's going all over the world. Everyone's worried about it. Do you have someone in the locker room or a few guys that manage to, keep things light? People don't get too serious around here?
Yeah, we definitely do. You look at Cass, you look at Neeler. We have lots of guys that keep it light in there. I don't think anyone in that room gets too stressed anyway. Yeah, we definitely got guys to do that.
Connor, it's obviously well documented that it's been a long time since a Canadian team won the cup. You look at the state of the Western Conference right now, you guys, the Flames, the Canucks, the Jets, all kind of maybe trending up if you look at the state of those franchises and also battling each other for playoff positioning and spots. Does it mean anything to a Canadian player to see Canadian teams maybe in a good state and to have all these rivalries, whether it's with the Jets or the Flames or the Canucks to kind of build on, or is that more of a fan thing?
Well, I don't really care how the other Canadian teams do, but I know in Edmonton we're having a better year and we're in a playoff spot, so that's all positive, and yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thinks he's going to play tonight. Are you going to go back to with him with Nugent Hopkins, or are you going to keep Nugent Hopkins with Draisaitl?
I'll talk about that this afternoon, figure out what we're going to do. He
What
looks
would
like
be-
he's going to play. Both him and Yamo will look all right.
What's your mindset when you decide on which center to put Nugent Hopkins with?
Some matchups, some just trying to get some balance in our team.
Connor obviously missed a couple days here being sick, and sometimes in a dressing room that can spread. Has everybody been okay for the last few days? You have other guys fighting stuff?
Nothing that I know of. Everybody's good.
Dave, what's your rationale with your goaltenders? Smitty handles the puck so well, and he stops the forecheck. Does that enter into which teams you play against if a team is a hard-checking, forechecking, like, say, Boston when they're in? Or?
No, more just fresh guy, keeping them both playing. There is a different style that way, but there's our defensemen adjust to it when Schmidt's in there and when Costa's in there, but more about just playing well.
Mike will be playing tonight. It looked like he was in the starting net.
Yeah.
As a coach, you've got the X's and O's and the videos and all that to concern yourself with, but there's also that mental side of the game with, particularly here where you've had a team that has been playing, mopping up a season for just about every season that these guys have been here except the one. The whole deal was, the excitement and the enthusiasm and everything of playing meaningful games at this time of year. And then you get involved in a challenging schedule with guys injured, guys coming back from injured, guys coming from the trade deadline, and that 3-gamer coming up, looming large and all that stuff. How do you make sure you keep the guys it's supposed to be fun right now, right? And keep your eye on that side of the puck.
I think if you asked all of them, it is fun. There's a lot of standings watching. It's an opportunity. And like you say, there's a lot of guys in there that haven't had many cracks at that opportunity, so don't waste the one you're in. And, there's always challenges with, the travel and the schedule and injuries, and, we've integrated some new players in and brought some injured players back, but that's the fun of building a team. You get these guys, a camaraderie around it, and there's a pressure or a mindset that you have to play well, but that's a good pressure. These players love that pressure, and I would say that they would enjoy it way less when they don't have that pressure. That's when you're coming down the end of the season and you're not playing for much. That's not very much fun. You get in these here, you embrace the pressure, embrace the opportunity, and I guarantee you enjoy it a lot more playing meaningful games. So that's where our guys are. There's going to be nights when you feel like you don't play as well as you'd like, but that just gives you more incentive to jump and grab it the next night. And we've had some of those times here lately, but it's that adversity. I hope we embrace that a part of it too, and use that as a motivating factor, because these games are all huge. I mean, Winnipeg, it's a huge game for them. It should be a huge game for us. So opportunity and excitement about playing in big games.
Dave, we watched from a distance this year as the Battle of Alberta sort of really heated up. The Jets are not a divisional rival of you guys, but these feel like divisional games given the stakes. Does it mean anything other than to say Canadian hockey fans to see good, healthy rivalries develop?
No, I think it's great. As a Western Canada guy, the Battle of Western Canada is fine with me. Winnipeg has a great tradition of a franchise. They're well-run franchise, and they're a team that's fighting for their life right now. They've got a good team, some good players. So the excitement of having real meaningful games for both teams is, I think it's great for hockey in Western Canada.
Yeah, and hockey can go in cycles, right? Teams cycle up, cycle down. But if you look at you guys, the Flames, the Canucks, the Jets, all those teams seem to have really, bright presence, but also bright futures ahead of them.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting because you do recognize, and for me, it's really jumped out at me this year because, and it's one of the reasons why, this job was intriguing to me, is you get in that passionate Canadian fan base and you get teams and you're watching the standings every day, and it's such a big deal in your everyday life that it's enjoyable. If you're a hockey guy, you embrace that, and players, coaches, managers, whoever it is. So it's great to be here, and it's great to be in games like this one.
Just as a follow to that question I asked earlier, how do you perceive Connor dealing with all the things that we were talking about?
How does he perceive the changes, or enjoying the
Enjoying
opportunity?
and wanting to get into it.
I think he's looking forward to it. Like those players like him and Leon, they haven't had enough cracks at it for them to be satisfied. They're looking at it as opportunity, and they're excited for that opportunity. Connor's just like the rest of our group. They want to get up and going here and be the best team we can be. And to be the best team we can be, every player's got to try do what they do best. And obviously some players have a little more impact than others. Connor's one of those players that can have a huge impact. So he embraces that challenge and embraces the opportunity for our team. He's excited.
Dave, you seem to have a really good pulse of your team. When you've had a few days of practices, your team's come out really good. You look at New Year's Eve and stretch that into January, and then again after the All-Star break. You said you're playing disconnected, but you had a good practice yesterday. Do you get a sense that one practice is enough to turn it around, or do you need to see
You never know. You hope that's the case, but we addressed some things, and we've just been playing loose. I think, there was some fatigue in our game coming off that last 3 and 4. Just too loose. So there's times when you just have to grab it, and it's funny, there's certain things you do every day, but there's days when it's okay, bear down here, right? So you manage those days. Yesterday we had a good day. I hope it translates into giving us a better game tonight. I think it will. Time will tell.
You're facing a lot of these teams in the wild card hunt that are fighting for their lives, and not that you guys are secure by any stretch of the imagination, but is matching their desperation something?
Every team should be, and it's funny, you look at the mental state of every team you're going to play, and every team, as a coach, you can pick out something every game. Like those teams that are out of the playoffs, they got young players playing for jobs, really dangerous to play against, right? And then you got teams that are, they're battling for their life every night. They're going to be good. And then you got the top teams that are looking to, get their game in order down the stretch. So every game you can find a reason why you better play well or you're going to lose. So that's the state we're in. But you get these teams that are right on that bubble, they're going to play well. Just expect it. All right, thanks.